me, darling, could we run away? We could hide away by the cactus desert blue. I can see it just a mile away from this crowded place. I could lay there next to you.
Hey friends, welcome back to our channel, Best Freaking Friends Forever. If you haven't already, please subscribe below or comment or like this channel. Today we're going to do two movies, Surf Ninjas and The Karate Kid. But first we're going to tell you our dojo names, since we're doing karate movies.
Yeah, so Cobra Kai tweeted out how to name your dojo. So mine is Giraffe Smash United. Giraffe Smash United is my dojo name.
And mine is Koala Smash Karate. I guess I'm going to smash things.
Right? Hulk Smash.
Yes.
Oh, and then I'll put the picture while we're doing this. I'll put the picture up so you guys can have yours too. You guys can have your little dojo name.
And you guys can comment what your dojo name is for us to know.
Yeah, I always like these little, like I was telling Shelly, I like these little things. Like at Christmas, they'll like, "What's your elf name?"
Mm-hmm.
And they'll come up with these little charts that you can have your own little name.
Mm-hmm. All right, so the first movie we're going to do is Surf Ninjas. So it was released in August of 1993. Opening weekend, we couldn't find a budget. But opening weekend, it made about $2 million, which with inflation today, it'd be $5 million. And then in the U.S., it grossed almost $5 million, which would be about $9 million with inflation today. And then worldwide, it grossed almost $5 million as well. So that's obviously $9 million again. It was directed by Neil Israel. So those are the stats there. Let's see. I thought it was cool that the two main characters, Zach and Johnny, were actually father and son in real life. Or they are father and son in real life.
Yes.
They're very into martial arts. Like Ernie Reyes Jr., which plays Johnny, he actually holds a 4th degree black belt in Taekwondo.
Yeah. Yeah, you could tell that he did a lot of his stuff. Like he probably, I don't know, I'd say he did almost all of it. And he's very buff, and they tried to hide that. It was funny because, like, when he was in high school and stuff, you could tell they tried to hide that with like the bigger clothes and stuff. And then, once he knew he was Prince and stuff, they started kind of showing off those muscles more.
I noticed that too. I was like, holy cow! Like, because I'm sure he got more and more buff as the movie went. Because obviously you go through training, but I'd say he'd been training with his dad for years prior to that movie, even. You know what I mean? Like, you can tell that you don't do stunts like that, or you don't, I don't know, you're not that good with no practice. So he'd been working probably from a kid, I would say. And he was in so many other movies that had him in martial arts too. Like he was going to be Donatello, I think it was Donatello in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but he had already gotten another part where he was in that.
Oh, okay.
I think he was in Walking Tall. With Dwayne Johnson.
Okay.
Where he attacks him in the jungle, or they attack him.
Okay. I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah. But yeah.
And Rob Schneider's in this. I feel like Rob Schneider always like makes his way into a movie somehow.
Especially Adam Sandler movies. Like I feel like he makes appearances in all of them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Adam Sandler always has like the same people. Like he's got his little, clique or whatever you want to call it. And yeah, so I think he's always making it in somewhere. But I liked his character in this. He's that obnoxious, has the fun. But I like their little friendship that he had with the boys. Mm-hmm. And he's 30 years old.
What I was going to say, yep. He was 30 years old playing a teenager. Well, and we're going to find out with the next movie, we're going to talk about how old he was. And I guess the cast was like, are you really? Like, no, you're not. Like, they questioned him, like, all the time about his age. So, yeah. But this also has Leslie Nielsen. And, I mean, we know Leslie Nielsen from oh my gosh, so many good comedies in the past. You know what I mean? Like, and he was playing I mean, this was still comedic, but I feel like it was more serious for him than his other roles. And I
Yeah.
guess the
They were
kids,
scared of.
yeah, like he stayed in his character even all day, and like he would try to, like, he did it to kind of scare like the cast or whatever. So like Reyes Jr. and Nicholas Cowan, who played his brother, said he stayed in character to cameras to kind of scare everyone. He was kind of intimidating when he would do that.
Right.
So it was kind of weird to see Leslie Nielsen in that kind of role because obviously we know him from very funny. He did a lot of comedy before that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a big, well-known actor.
Well, he's not usually the bad guy, is he?
Mm-mm. No.
I don't remember any other movie that he's in that he's a bad guy or even anywhere near a bad guy.
He's in the movie The Jerk, or Jerk, I think is it called. Have you ever seen it?
Mm-mm.
It's kind of like a Forrest Gump type movie. It's a good one. It's got a lot of laughs in it. But, yeah, so my favorite part was when they're presenting the bride. I like that part. Just the little, if she's wearing a veil, you better bail. They do those little jabs, and then they present her. They pull the veil, and he's amazed because she's very pretty.
Mm-hmm. That is funny, the way that they kind of the talking there, the dialogue is funny. The way they rhyme and things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just like them together. Just the three boys together. They're really fun together. And then I like that she kind of sticks by their side. And then that cop, he
I know. I didn't remember that because this is the first time I've watched it again in a very long time, and I was like, I don't know how many people would actually do that and be like, yeah, I'm gonna come with you. Like, I thought it was kind of different.
Yeah, it was cool. I liked him too. I liked what he brought to the table for this little, like their little posse. Everybody had their own little part, and it just worked really well.
Mm-hmm. Well, my favorite part kind of has him in it because they're walking down that hill, and Zach had just told them about their inheritance, that they needed to go get their inheritance, and they're like, oh, what's our inheritance? Because they're all thinking it's money, and he told them it's knives. He's like, money can't buy knives. And the guys, Rob Schneider's character's talking. He's like, well, I'd take care of them, but I don't have knives. I can't buy any knives because apparently money can't buy them. And I thought I liked that part.
Yeah, and he says, yeah, because he's like, yeah, that was a good part. I like that too.
By the way, if I had a knife, but money can't buy knives. And
Yeah.
they keep reiterating that down the hill that they're going down.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah. And then Sega, so the little Sega game that he's playing, they actually have a game for this movie, but the game that he's playing on the Sega, that is just for the movie. And the reason why Sega is so big in the movie is because they did pay, like they helped production. Sega did.
Well, in this movie, if you can believe, I mean, I guess in a way I could believe it. It was shot in only 5 weeks.
Yeah. Well, and I think we talked too. I think reason why we can't find a budget is because it's probably a low budget film.
Yeah.
So I'd say why.
Because like Rob Schneider, that was probably one of his. I don't know if he'd done anything prior to that, but I just thought it was weird with it. Well, I don't know. And like they filmed in Thailand, so they probably didn't. I mean, because Putasan, all of the Putasan scenes were filmed in Thailand, so they probably. I mean, other than getting the cast there, they probably didn't have to. I mean, things probably were not as expensive as they would have been in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
At least for those parts, anyway.
Right. Well, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say they did film in California, and they didn't close that one street down. So I guess they really are running in front of traffic or in real traffic for that.
Yeah. Moto surfing.
Yep.
And then they passed the people that got caught, and they were like, "We weren't moto surfing." And then the scene at the school of Baba Ram.
I thought that was. I forgot. See, I thought that was just at the end. I remember it at the end, but I didn't remember they did it at the beginning too. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah. I watched this. We watched a lot of karate stuff growing up because my brother was into it, and so we watched. This was the one that we had in our house that we watched, and Karate Kid and Chuck Norris, all that karate stuff we watched. And I told Shelly this earlier. So my one nephew. So mom found out that we bought this movie on DVD, and she wanted to borrow it. So I let my mom borrow it, and she was playing at the house. And my nephew, who I always say is just like my brother, he got into it, and he kept asking my mom, like, Meemaw, play the movie, play the Surf Ninjas. And so we didn't get it back for a while because my nephew liked it so well. But this is such a cute movie. I remember watching it as a kid, and I watched it a lot. And then when the pandemic happened, Tony and I were talking about it again, and we were like, we should own this, and we had a hard time finding it. But we own it. It's in our collection now, and I say it will stay there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one of those, yeah. And then my Eddie, he watched it last night, and he really liked it.
It's another one of those. I don't know. It's like, I don't want to call it like necessarily a hidden gem, but it kind of is. I mean, it kind of is.
Yeah, it's got some of your big actors in it, and yeah, and the opening weekend it only made $2 million, so it probably didn't make it to very many theaters, if I had to guess, with such a low budget.
But I feel like it's one that I bet if you asked, like, I bet if we polled everybody, had you heard of this movie growing up, or even like, I bet you, let us know if you guys have seen or heard it, because it's not one that you talk about all the time, but it was, I remember it when I was little. We rented it. I mean, I'm just curious what other people say.
Yeah, I want to know if you've heard of it, because some people are like, what? Surf Ninjas? Yeah. But if you've not seen it, yeah, go watch it. It's very entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we'll get into The Karate Kid, another karate movie.
Yeah. I like this movie. I like Ralph Macchio, which plays Daniel.
So I know I watched this as a child, but when I was watching it for our channel, I don't remember hardly anything. I was like, it's so weird, because I was sitting there watching it, and like, I kept saying, I don't remember this. I don't remember hardly any of it. Like, I don't remember the shower where he's wearing the shower at the party. I don't remember that. I'm trying to think. I mean, I know that the wax on, wax off, because that's iconic. I remember that. Yeah, we'll get into that too. But anyway, go ahead and do the box office.
Okay, so the release date was, this is also a summer release. It was released in June of 1984, so it's a little older. Opening weekend, now its budget is $8 million, or was $8 million. Its opening weekend, it made $5 million, so it almost made back what it out.
If you guys have been paying attention, that's we've been doing this, and it's very rare that happened.
Yeah, normally they don't even, from what I've noticed, they're not even making really, at least opening weekend, they're not even making half back what they put in. So this is pretty good. So yes. They made $5 million opening weekend, which equates to 12.5 with inflation. In the U.S., it grossed $91 million, which with inflation today, it'd be $228 million. And we see Cobra Kai now, like how it's doing. So it's still relevant today. So gross in the world, it grossed another 91. So again, 228. And it's directed by John G. Avildsen. So yeah, it was, I don't know. I remember this is a big, I like this movie. This is a movie, like, I feel like I can watch it as many times and I never get sick of it. Like, it's just, for me, it's one of those movies. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. And like I said, I love Ralph Macchio. And see, he was 22 in this movie, playing what, a 14 or 15-year-old, I think? Is that right?
And he looked every bit of it, because he looked young.
He was 22. They were like, no, you're not. Are you really? Like, they questioned him about it, like the cast. And look at him today on Cobra Kai. Face-wise, he doesn't look like he's aged like a day.
Yeah.
It's crazy how he has aged.
Yeah, he's
just,
some people just born with that, like,
something, man. Good genes there. Good genes.
Because there was times where I'm like when he was pushing his bike and stuff, I'm like, he looked 12. Like, he just looks so young.
Oh, he looked like he hadn't grown into his body too. Yeah. And I don't know if that was planned or if that was, I'm not sure, but it did. It just looked like he was just, I don't know. It looked like
they found him Yeah, they didn't really have much more idea who they were going to use. I saw an interview, he said that he was found early on, and he was like at the studio and had ran into Charlie Sheen, and so he kind of got worried that Charlie Sheen was going to be the Karate Kid.
Can you imagine? That would have been so weird.
And I guess he did mention Robert Downey Jr., but he was working on something else, I guess, when this was happening. So I could see Robert Downey Jr. playing the part. I could, like the young Robert, I could see that. But yeah, I mean, the cast, they did a really good fit.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the three main characters of Johnny and, oh my goodness,
Miyagi?
Ralph. Well, yeah, and then I think the DoJo master of the karate school, I think they're all still super close today. Like all three of them, like are really close. I mean, you can tell in Cobra Kai that they are too, but in real life, they really are good friends in real life. And I guess the guy that plays Johnny, he has people come up to him, or he did have, I mean, still today, and then, we love to hate you. That's what they'd say. And they'd have to be like, well, he's really not like that in real life. He's really sweet.
He does look really, like I saw an interview with him and Ralph, and he just looks so, like his character just seems very, just like, oh my God, I don't want to hurt your feelings. Like that. Or like, oh, please like me. Like he seems like that kind of person, just very soft and genuine, and yeah. So him playing that to me is good acting, because he was a jerk. And I don't know if you knew this, because Tony paused the video at the beach scene when Johnny comes in, throws the radio and just acts like a big jerk. Tony's like, now I want you to pay attention and you tell me who the real bully is. So did you know that there's controversy on this?
At the beach scene? Okay.
No, the whole movie as a whole, Danny and Johnny, who's the bully? Who's the real bully?
Well, I kind of wondered that too, because like obviously after that, like Daniel's character, or Daniel, does kind of instigate things a little bit, and plus he's going after Johnny's ex, which obviously, and he knows that she's Johnny's ex after a while, like with the whole dance scene when he does go in and messes with them, and then they get him back, and then the bike issues that he has, and yeah, I don't know. But this is, I mean, it's a huge movie about bullying, and they even said, like, the word bully never was written into the script, ever. Not one time is the word bully said, I don't think.
Right.
It does make you think, though, who really is, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Daniel has this, like, I don't know, like, I think if this movie was just about him and like you eliminated Johnny and his crew, I mean, I could see it. I could see where he's kind of, I mean, he's a little punk at times. But he does seem to respect his elders. I have to say that. Like in the movie, I noticed like he does do really well with that. So
yeah, well, he does respect his mom for the most part, and definitely Mr. Miyagi. And I guess they had a really close relationship in real life too, him and Pat Morita.
Mm-hmm.
Played him. I guess when he did his eulogy, he called him his sensei, which I thought was kind of sweet.
Yeah. Well, Miyagi played in Happy Days. I forgot about that.
See, I didn't watch Happy Days a whole lot, so I don't remember that. But that, yeah.
Huh. My mom's a huge Henry Winkler fan, so we had to watch Happy Days, and then apparently Adam Sandler is too, because Henry Winkler is in a lot of his movies.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think he has to be a hard character, and I think he's put in his place. Like, I think he doesn't get to rule the school here when he comes to the new place. So, and it's hard for him. I mean, I try to put myself in his place, like being moved again, being at that age that he was supposed to be, and I mean, it would be hard. You know, trying to make friends, knowing you're being pulled away from your old ones, and
yeah, like how people. Because he says it in the movie, like, he's like, I don't know how they play the game here or something like that.
The rules. He said, I don't know the rules here.
Yeah, which, I mean, Jersey and California are polar opposites, like, literally and figuratively.
Yep.
Yeah.
that would be hard, especially at that age. I mean, that he was, yeah. I don't know. But, I mean, but like I said, he does kind of instigate things, like with the whole shower scene when he goes and gets Johnny all wet at the dance.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Mr. Miyagi first kind of, I guess they introduced Mr. Miyagi very slowly. Like, he kind of appears here and appears there, and then he saves Daniel from all, 6 of them, 5 of them, when they attacked him after that incident. And I guess in real life, the stunt double for Mr. Miyagi, and I guess the other stuff, I guess he was like full blown, like he knew what he was doing, like karate wise and that kind of thing. And I guess he got so rough, or he would do the stunts so hard that they were like, listen, he's doing it too hard. And he was like, well, if you give me my kids or my own school, he's like, I could do this in one take. And so they did, like they played that scene out with them.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was kind of interesting.
So what is your favorite part?
My favorite part is when Daniel first starts the training and Mr. Miyagi asks him, he says, now ready? And Daniel's like, yeah, I guess so. He's like, Daniel-san, must talk. And he's like, walk on road, walk right side, safe. Walk left side, safe. Walk middle, sooner or later, squash. And he's kind of giving him like a pep talk about, listen, this is not like fun and games. Like, this is serious. And we don't, karate is like a discipline, basically. I mean, he's trying to talk him to saying that. And he says, get squished just like a grape. Here, karate, same thing. Either you karate do yes or karate do no. You karate do guess so. And I mean, just like the grape, understand? And Daniel's like, yeah, I understand. He's like, now ready? And he says, yeah, I'm ready. So I like that part.
Yeah, that's a good part. I like 2 parts. I like, so he does the chores around the house. So wax on, wax off, painting up and down, the sanding. So he does all that. But then the part where Danny's like, kind of like, you're not teaching me anything. And so he stands there and he starts saying, okay, do wax on, wax off. And I just like that part. And then it kind of, when Miyagi starts like coming at him, he starts defending himself, and it kind of clicks with him like, oh, okay, I like that part. And then, of course, the iconic crane kick at the very, very end.
Well, and I thought, I mean, just funny parts in the movie when, like, Mr. Miyagi pushes him off the boat when he's training.
Yeah.
That's, like, I mean, just full out laughs. I mean, those are just fun parts of the movie.
Yeah. Well, I guess Tony is watching Cobra Kai, and the new season came out on Netflix just recently, and so Tony said it got really emotional because I guess where Danny is like, you're like a father to me. Well, because Miyagi lost his own family, and so I think Danny coming around became his family. Well, he said he's like, you're my best friend. When he gave him the car and stuff, he told him, you're my best friend, and he goes, you're not too bad yourself.
Mr. Miyagi's like, yeah, you're not too bad. Yeah, I did that. Yeah, that's another. And like I said, they had to have been close in real life too, because like for him to call him his sensei, like that's a big,
Oh yeah, that's a big deal in that culture. And they've got several more. They had 3 or 4 more of these movies, and then they had the Cobra Kai, and they did a remake. Will Smith's son did a remake. And I've seen that one.
Yes, I have too. I own that one too, yeah.
Which Tony said it should have been called the Kung Fu Kid. I think it's because I don't think they do karate in that movie.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to watch it again to see.
Who knows? Like, it all looks the same. I mean, I know if like an eagle eye would see that, they would know, oh, I know that or this. But like to me, it all looks the same.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then the ref at the end, he's the one that coordinated all the fights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, just a little, like, it's like Ralph Macchio said, the yellow car that Mr. Miyagi gives him in the movie, the producer actually gave that to Ralph Macchio. He still has it today.
That's
it's a
so cool.
1908 full super deluxe. Like, he actually gave that to him. So I thought that was pretty cool. And Mr. Miyagi, or Pat Morita, he designed the bonsai logo that was sewed into Daniel's gi. So I thought that was, he designed that. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah. Yep. It's a classic. I mean, people, it's still, there's a lot of these, like right now is this era where everybody's bringing stuff back. So like we're talking about Glory Days stuff, and like a lot of this stuff is coming back. And you'll see, because Shelly and us, we're still working on some stuff behind the scenes, and you're going to get to see that, you know, they're just bringing stuff back. I mean, Full House, they came, they did a thing, Boy Meets World. So, and then look, I mean, they brought this movie back, and they're doing a whole show.
Well, yeah, I mean, all kinds of stuff they're remaking. I mean, there's all kind. I mean, I don't know. It stood again, like I say every time, it stands the test of time where it can come back.
Yeah. So yeah, like you said, just always new fans coming along.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, that's the good thing about these movies. I feel like I mean, yeah, there's some, crazy parts where, Daniel or whoever's getting beat up or, whatever. But there's discipline in this movie too. Like, you see Daniel learn discipline. Because like you said, he's kind of a tough cookie at the beginning of the movie. Where he is kind of, not necessarily like defiant, but he's kind of not wanting to play by the rules of wherever he's at. And he learns to.
Yeah.
And he learns the discipline. And he learns that. I think if to do the second movie, I think that continues on to that too.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that's it. Surf Ninjas and the Karate Kid. I'm sure almost everybody's seen the Karate Kid. So let us know what you think. And Surf Ninjas, have you seen it? Have you not seen it? Do you like it? Do you not like it? And until next time, that's it in a nutshell.